Hi guys, Bobby Joe here. Just gonna try some samples tonight. This is my job. So I got the table all set up, as you could probably see here. I've got my molds all ready to go. I've got my plastic bucket. I've got my scents all laid out. We're gonna do World Traveler, casting spells, and apple butter frosting. Business cards. Everything's ready to go. The stove is warming, so I'm just going to get started. And we're going to melt them 2 bars at a time. And I'll show you how I pour them in the mold using my syringe so it's no mess, no fuss. All right, here we go. All right, guys, so I'm ready to go. I just put some World Traveler bars in my pot, and I'm not sure if you can hear it bubbling away there, but it is bubbling away on the stove, warming the wax. So what I'm using here is just your standard stainless steel pot. I have a gas stove and I have a glass measuring cup. You put about that much water in your pot, and you break up 2 bars and you put it in the glass with nothing else, and the hot water melts your wax slowly. Once it's all liquefied, we transport the glass over to our molds, and on my molds I use my syringe, which I take wax out with my syringe from that glass measuring cup, and we'll pour it nice and neat in these molds and let them cool. So like I said, no mess, no fuss, no drippings, and get them all packaged up and ready to deliver to customers, friends, whoever. It's all good. Anybody who wants a sample. All right, so I'm going to do this a little further, and then I'm going to continue the steps and show you each and every step of the way until it's all done. Hi guys. Okay, so the next step, as you can see in here, the wax is all melted. I did 2 bars of World Traveler. I'm just going to suck some up here in the syringe, and you find your mold and you just slowly fill it up. I find this syringe here that holds 10 mils is approximately the perfect amount. I mean, it's a lot less messy, a lot less chance to burn yourself. So you just fill it up as close as you can to the top, and you just keep repeating until you're out of wax. You push too hard, of course, you're going to squirt everywhere, but I've tried a few different ways on making these successfully. Like, first of all, when I started, of course, I just used the measuring glass directly and would just hold it right over the mold. But I found that that way was quite sloppy. There was a lot of waste with the wax going all over your molds, and less for the customers. And this way, I noticed on Leanne's Facebook, I appreciate Leanne for that quick and easy trick here. It is a little more time consuming, but you do not have as much waste going on. So right now I'm going to continue to fill this mold with the rest of this World Traveler. And I'm going to let it harden. And then I'm going to move on to my next scent, being casting spells. That seems to be extremely popular already. I will have to order more of those since my package that I get in the mail automatically, 10 bars, I am down to 1. So this is a very popular bar, and I need to definitely make samples so everybody else out there can smell them and have them in their home for the holiday season, or the Halloween season at least, since it's just gone bonkers. As you can see, sometimes with this syringe, this is a brand new syringe, so there's always some room for play. Since it's so new, the plunger needs to be worked a little bit, is all. So I do get the odd little squirt in here and there. But overall, this is much easier than pouring, like that squirt, for example. Much easier than pouring straight out of the measuring cup into the molds directly. I mean, everybody does have their own technique. I'm trying this out, like I said, thanks to Leanne. She made it look so much cleaner and easier, which I find it actually is. I think this syringe just needs to be worked in, and I'm sure once I have hundreds and hundreds of samples to make, it won't be so sloppy. So like I said, I'm going to finish this up, and then we're going to work on the next scent, and we'll finish off with all the packaging. Thanks for watching. Alright guys, so now I'm starting with casting spells, doing the same thing we were just doing. During that little intermission, I figured out a trick to not get so much splattered with this lovely syringe I'm first using. Here's the trick. Put your end of your syringe, letting it lay on a corner of your mold, and then slowly, key trick there, Bob, is slowly depress the liquid. Look at that. One little drop. Voila. It was that easy. This first mold, of course, was very sloppy because I put way too much pressure on the tip of the syringe. But overall, you will see that this mold is not so messy as the other mold. So I'm going to continue along with my second flavor, casting spells, until it's all set in the mold. And you all know the process. You let it harden, and then you take it out of your molds, and you put them into your pre-ready baggies. I like to label my baggies, as well as get my business cards ready, and I staple a business card to each baggie. So like I said, I'm going to continue to fill this one. And then we're going to work on the apple butter frosting. And then I'm going to show you how I do that packaging to get them all ready for events, shows, auctions, and of course, customers. So, this great idea with the syringe, Lisa, thank you very much for showing me this on Facebook. You're a genius. Makes it so much easier. I'll be right back with you as soon as all of this is poured in here, because time is crucial. Hi guys, me again. So my first batch is hardened. I'm just simply taking them out. I use a small old feta cheese container to put them in. They simply just pop out beautifully. No fuss, there again. Nice and hard, they pop right out. I love these silicone molds. I suggest all new consultants hunt them down in the family store and buy yourself some. I can't think of any other easier way you could possibly make samples other than how I first started. When I first started, Nancy showed me a simple way to make samples, not by a mold at all actually. It was just taking a bar of wax and simply taking a knife and cutting one bar of wax into sample size pieces. And when you first start out, a lot of us, if you're like me, don't have a lot of money, because you're doing this to start out with to make extra money. So it's a cheap and easy way to start sampling or making samples to give out to everybody. And you cut them up and you put them in baggies, and even if you don't have any personalized stickers purchased yet, I simply, and still do over there, you will notice I do not have stickers for the apple butter frosting, so I have made labels in which I'm just going to write the name on it. But that's how I started making these, and she suggested definitely getting my hands on these silicone molds. It was the best investment ever. They're very cheap for what you get. I mean, you can put them in the freezer. They're microwavable. They're great. They pop back, and all this excess wax that you see from spilling, I simply just take it outside and I shake them and it's all gone. Mind you, my neighbors love me. They could probably smell me a mile away. Either way, win-win. So once I get these all out, I'm going to put them in the packaging and I'll show you how that works. Very simple. I love making samples. The whole house smells like you've got about 20,000 Scentsy burners going. You open the doors and then your neighbors can smell what you're doing. That's even better. It's always fun. Always, always fun. I'm going to finish doing this and I'm going to show you how I bag them. Alright guys, here we go. I've got some of them pre-packaged already, if you can see. This is World Traveler, so most of your scent of the months come with rub and smells, which you put on your flyers. In my case, I had leftovers, so I chose to use the rest of them for samples. So I stick them on the baggies. You'll have to write with these ones. Now I get these little baggies from the dollar store. They come in packages of 75 or 100, I believe. So I just take my simple baggies without the stickers on them. I just insert my samples, zip it up. Then I take my business cards and I just simply staple one. Just like so, onto the above the zipper, and there's your sample. Now, like I said, sometimes I run out of these rub and smell stickers, so I create my own. I do still believe in writing on them instead of buying more rub and smell. And I think I do that for the simple fact that I don't know how long they're going to be available. And I don't mean that by the stickers, but if I don't have any bars to get my hands on, there's no sense in ordering stickers. So I'm going to continue putting these. Now I've also created the same thing with Casting Spells, which is the brand new September scent of the month. I've created a few of those, so that process is exactly the same. You just insert your bar-shaped mold sample into the bag, zip it up, and you simply staple your business card to it. So that's basically how I create my samples. You guys have a easier way to do samples without a syringe or just pouring from your measuring cup into your molds without spill or something less time consuming, because it does take quite a lot of time, I notice, which is fine, to create your samples. I've been working away for 2.5 hours making lots of samples. I'm not sure if I'm doing it the quickest way, but I do enjoy doing it, so I guess time is not a really big factor. This is time that I enjoy. This is the most crucial step, I guess is what I'm saying, for customers. Even if all they get is a sample to walk away with, you might as well just enjoy what you do and make it really simple. I hope I did make it simple for anybody new watching. It can be quite a struggle to try to figure out how to do things the easiest way, especially with crazy lives and busy lives, actually, with children and getting up early and things like that. So I hope you enjoyed my video, and be sure to comment so I can see how well I did here, and if you've learned something from it or have any questions about it, feel free to ask. Have a good night, guys.